In today's video, I want to go over what dark feminine energy is and specifically how dark feminine energy relates to one's boundaries. If you follow my work, read my books, you'll understand what true feminine energy is and true embodiment is. And again, as I always say, energy does not lie. Masculine feminine energies are energies that are integrated in a feminine energy woman. So the embodied feminine woman is integrated in her dark energy. There's no separation there. So it's not that there's a dark feminine energy version of us and a light feminine energy version of us. No, the feminine embodied woman is embodied in her dark as well as her light components. Now, if you read my books, I specifically discuss a core trait of a feminine energy woman, which is love. And when we think of love, we think of light. So the feminine energy woman is embodied in light. She radiates light and love. The dark energy of the feminine energy woman is encapsulated in the light. That means that the dark aspects of the feminine is encapsulated in the feminine energy woman. The feminine energy woman, or a woman that is embodied, let's say, because she's done her inner work, the darker aspects are not something she leads with. So as an example, I hear a lot of women talk about the dark feminine energy as a woman that's seductive and mysterious. That's a misconception of what feminine energy is. And again, it's not taught correctly. And the reason for that is because most people don't understand these concepts. They're not teaching it at a soul level. They're teaching it as like a buzzword, right? There's no trying to be the dark feminine energy or trying to be seductive or trying to be mysterious. In fact, feminine energy women are very open because they radiate love, they radiate light. So there's no sense of mystery there. If we're trying to be mysterious or we're trying to be seductive, that's actually coming from our masculine energy and it's coming from our unhealthy energy because again, as I said, anytime you're trying to do something or be something, you are not it. The seductive woman is a woman that is unhealthy in her energy and is using her body or doing certain tactics to get a specific outcome. So that's not what the dark feminine energy is. The dark feminine energy in a woman shows up in her strength and in her boundaries. So in that, the dark feminine energy, another way to put it, is a woman's masculine energy. A woman's innate masculine energy, because if you are embodied in your feminine energy, you are integrated in both of these energies. You'll be leading with the feminine energy because that'll be your core energy. The structure and the grounding of you being able to lead in your feminine energy will be the masculine energy, which again is the dark feminine energy. So the dark feminine energy is a woman's strength. It's a woman's boundaries. It is a woman's ability to say no. It's a woman's ability to show up as she is because she knows that if anything feels unsafe to her, she's going to be able to set a boundary and use her innate strength, which is her masculine energy, to remove herself from that sort of situation. So there is no seductiveness involved. There is no mystery. None of that really exists, especially in relationships. So I'll use me as an example. In my relationship with my fiance, I'm not really seductive or mysterious. In fact, my partner and I are very close. We're very connected. He knows how crazy I am about him and vice versa. There's an openness to us. There's a playfulness. And for those of you that are in my VIP group, you can see the way that I am with my partner. There's no mystery there between us. In fact, I'm very girly and playful and very childlike with him. I'm very much a girl. I'm not trying to be seductive or mysterious or closed or anything like that. I'm very open with him because, again, that is a trait of feminine energy. Where my dark feminine energy will show up with him or with other men is when I have to hold him accountable. If my partner is on a line in some way or he doesn't make me feel good in any way, my dark feminine energy would be me communicating that to him. At this stage of a relationship, it would look that way because at this point we are engaged. In the earlier stages of dating, the dark feminine energy can appear mysterious in a way where in my books, I communicate about keeping separation in the initial stages of dating and allow there to be a buildup and courtship to happen. So the dark feminine energy shows up in that way as well. How mystery ties in here is a feminine energy woman is not going to text message a guy right away. She's not going to be super available and open with a man right away. And if you read What Men Want, you'll see the buildup that I talk about in that book. I had someone comment on my Facebook post the other day, and she said that after 3 dates, the man she was dating said he wants to take some space because he doesn't want to be the rebound guy. Now, I don't know the specifics of that situation, but already in her message, I could tell that there was an attachment there because 3 dates is nothing, right? If a man is saying that this doesn't feel right, or he can sense that he's a rebound guy, which could imply, again, I haven't spoken to this woman privately, but it could imply that she rushed from one relationship to the next relationship. And this man seems to be a healthy man because he doesn't want to get involved in that. If there is any sort of discomfort in that, this woman is not healed. So when you're not healed, you're not going to be able to naturally provide mystery or naturally be a challenge because you're going to be looking for someone else to fill your need. Another way in which the dark feminine energy is expressed in a feminine energy woman is through her emotions. Now, the darker emotions are representative of the dark feminine energy aspects of a woman, whereas in the light feminine energy, and again, there's no separation here. I'm separating these energies a little bit just to give you guys a little bit of clarity, but there is no separation because the feminine energy woman is predominantly light. But there are different characteristics when we're showing up light versus when we're showing up dark. So the lighter aspects of the feminine woman, and the feminine woman is predominantly going to be light because she's done her inner work. The lighter aspects are her playfulness, happiness, joy, her contentment, and fulfillment in life. She doesn't need anything or anyone to validate her. She feels good to be around. And the emotions are happiness, joyfulness, pleasure. Those are representative of the lighter feminine aspects of a woman. The darker emotions or anger, sadness, maybe mistrust, those are going to be indicative of the darker feminine aspects of a woman. And again, the no, a woman having boundaries in a relationship, very important to have boundaries with a man, especially early on, because if we don't set certain boundaries in the beginning of a relationship, it's very difficult to turn that around after. Another example is a woman that I worked with. She's in her 40s and she was dating a very successful man, and she started sleeping with him very early on. He would come by and they would be intimate together. She started to be reactive because she wanted to change that dynamic and get more from this man. But what was happening was that because she already set this precedent of sleeping with this man, when she was going and communicating to him, I want you to take me to dinner, he was not prepared for that because that was not the dynamic that she had started out with. So in this situation, it's very difficult to change a man's mindset around you because if in the very beginning you have no standards and you are sleeping with a man and you are engaging in certain behaviors with him, it shows your lack of boundaries and lack of standards. And it shows that you do not have that integration of the masculine energy, which again is the dark aspects of the feminine. And it's very difficult to change that later on. Women, when they've given themselves up so much, they've abandoned themselves so much for a man, will become reactive and angry and lash out at a man or block a man to get his attention or to assert themselves. That is not the dark feminine energy or the masculine energy. That is the unhealed aspect of a woman. That's the wounded feminine, wounded masculine energy coming out in a woman, because any sort of overblown reaction is not the darker aspects of the feminine. The darker aspects of the feminine is simply a woman's inner strength and her ability to say no and her boundaries. It's her self-respect and her ability to hold herself up in a very elegant way. And so a man knows that this is a woman not to be messed with, right? It's a woman that has high self-esteem and is a woman that is very strong and secure. And a man feels, oh, this is very attractive because I can't really get away with anything with this woman. So this is a shorter video for this week. I love hearing from you guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you let me know what resonated in the comments. Definitely my love language is hearing from you guys, and I love it. To all of you that have read my books and are sending me emails about the books, I appreciate it so much. And for those of you that are actually sending me a review for the book, make sure you let me know so I can send you a discount code for the second book. I love you very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.